Hey, man, we got to get back into that momentum, man. I think things are starting to get really serious for the Dallas Cowboys right now. Uh, again, we got a special guest. We got Kendall Whitley. Uh,
Yes, sir. The one and only.
What
yes,
up, K Dub?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you boys. Yeah, y'all boys been grinding, putting in that work, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Hey,
yeah.
like I said pre-show, I'm starting to feel like a regular here, like I'm a Cowboy fan. I might got to go in the back and get my Cowboys hat.
Hey, Kendall, we do it for the people, man. The people.
Yes, sir. I'm loving it. Appreciate it.
Let's get right into it, man, because this is something that's starting to barely take shape and form right now. And man, we've been talking about this. But me and Harvey have been talking about this since yesterday. We need to di- dive into this playoff picture right now because we need to sort out exactly what's going on. I mean, you guys can see it on the screen right now. I mean, right now, the way it stands, Eagles, of course, they're going to get that first round bye. Vikings are in second, Seahawks are third, Buccaneers are fourth, which is crazy. And then in the hunt is the Giants, the Cowboys, and the 49ers. And strangely enough, still got the Commanders in it, the Packers, and the Falcons. Woo! That was a that was a mouthful right there. So I mean, guys, let's get right into it. When we look at that, and we look at the Cowboys' current situation right now, they're this Sunday Vikings, man. Vikings, and they came away with that crazy win over the Bills over this last Sunday. So who wants to go first, man?
Well, I'll go first. The biggest thing we just want to bring awareness with just losing to Green Bay. You got to understand how close this thing's gonna go going down the wire, and not only that, but we have obviously we're playing the Eagles again, we're playing the Giants again, and we're playing the Vikings this week. So if you look at all those teams that we're playing, they're in the hunt for the playoffs. So if not already in, because the Eagles are number one right now, but little by little, you see all these teams that are starting to play each other and where it's gonna end up. I'm just glad, to be honest with you, we're not playing the Commanders because they look like they might get hot the way Heineke's playing and they're getting behind him in that defense. I don't know. What do you think, Kendall?
Hey, I'm listen. I don't know about get hot, but I do think in that NFC East they can be a spoiler down the stretch. I think they can be a
Yep.
spoiler, and I think y'all they got to play y'all again. This time it'll be in Dallas or whatnot. They got to play you. No, it'll be in Washington. My
No,
bad, it'll be
no.
in Washington. It'll be in.
Well,
I don't get
no.
down.
Yeah. The last game, I think, right?
Yeah, they can be a spoiler, and they already beat. They just beat the Eagles last night, so they done with the
Yep.
Eagles. Their season is over with. What they season series over with. They got to play the Giants twice, I believe. So they could be a spoiler man for y'all. And hey, I think right now they sitting at what the eighth spot or is it the seventh? No. I know that Dallas is in
The
there.
eighth spot.
They're the eighth.
The
So Washington still in this thing.
they are.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm
So
sorry, guys, but the on the screen it doesn't show it, but the Titans and the Commanders are the last two teams
Yeah.
for the Cowboys on the season.
Washington can be they can be a spoiler, and they would love they would. That's nothing more. They would just like last night. Nobody thought they'd win that game last night. Nobody. You go to Vegas. I bet you nobody thought that. But
Well,
I really think they could have been they can be a spoiler down the stretch in December.
they're right there in eighth place, man. That's how crazy this situation. I mean, like you said, they're getting hot at the right time. Kendall, Patriot fan with the Cowboys heart, man.
Hey,
Oh, Kendall.
Shots fired, shots fired. Nah, 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 nah. Kendall's gonna he's gonna join the dark side pretty soon. I'll tell you that much now. Is it too early to be talking about the playoffs?
good
Do I
match.
have that audio? Let me see. Do I have that audio?
Playoffs.
I don't, man. So many close teams and good matchups. Whoa,
And
well
I
said.
think that's why we're talking about it a little bit because I don't think anybody understands how close this thing is right now still. Anything can happen the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Somebody could get hot, and one of those teams that are on the bubble right now could be in the hunt. I mean, that's how close it is. So the Cowboys have some work to do, man. They got the Vikings on Sunday. Then 4 days later, they got the Giants and Thanksgiving, man. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't. People got to understand how watching these games. You got to watch all these games to see who's where and what's happening. So,
Ooh, good question. Great question,
ooh,
actually. NFC
Who is
East,
out?
who is out?
It's tough
I
to
mean,
say right now, man. I mean, Giants playing good. What's the Giants? 7-2, 6-2. One of them.
they're
Uh,
currently 7-2, I
they're
believe.
yeah, they're in second
7-2. They
place in
just
the
they
NFC
yeah
East.
they just beat the Texans. Washington won what? They lost to Minnesota last week. They just beat the Eagles. What's Washington 5 and what's
Five
Washington
and
record?
five,
Five
five
Yep.
and
and
five.
five.
Washington. Who does Washington play next?
Let me see. I can't bring it on the screen, but I'll tell you, I can just tell you right now by looking at the schedule. So just give me a sec. Washington will be playing the Commanders play the Texans.
Mm.
Yep. They play the Texans Sunday, November
Ooh,
20th at 12. It's a
yeah.
12 o'clock. It's a 12 o'clock game. Texas,
I mean,
their
so
defense, their defense looks like they want to step up, right? And I don't know, man. I don't know the Texans. I always, I don't think they're an easy team to play either.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Because I
no.
mean, Kendall, you said, man, like you got to be careful with the Texans. They're not. They'll get one from you if you're not paying attention.
And they got to play the Cowboys in a few weeks, and they would love to sport the Cowboys. Let's see who it's two Texas teams playing. We like, come on, man. Nobody's gonna pick the Texans to win that game. I think that game is in Dallas, right?
It says it
The-
right there.
yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yep, at Dallas.
Man,
Hey, let me ask
yeah.
you. Before that one, damn, we have the Giants still out.
On
I mean, at one
Thanksgiving.
point you were talking about the Giants being a team that every team had to respect. What do you think about them right now, Kendall?
Yeah, y'all played them on Thanksgiving. The Giants, they look good. They've only lost two games to lost the first game to the Cowboys. They lost a couple weeks ago before they bye to Seattle, and they could have won that game if Richie James didn't turn the ball over twice on special teams. So I
Damn.
think that I think like the Giants, like if we without take out that Richie James fumble, I think the Giants probably win that game. We just saw how Seattle. I think Seattle's a good team, but we just saw how they look. They came out the earth a little bit when they played Tampa, whatnot. So I think next week Thanksgiving when everybody's eating turkey and whatnot. The Giants gonna be down in Dallas, and that's gonna be a pretty good game. NFC East, and they're gonna want revenge. You know they're gonna want revenge for the when the Cowboys gave them their first loss. So that's I mean,
And
whew,
that was at Giants, which is one of the
mm-hmm.
hardest places to play right now. So luckily, Cowboys got lucky. They got that game over with early in the season. Alex Lopez, 49ers are the team to watch out for in the NFC. I believe they're still number two. Their defense is ranked. I don't have it showed on the screen, but I have the stats right here. Just give me a
They're,
moment.
they're, they're
Right.
always a tough team coming down the stretch, man. It's like Kyle Shanahan has them ready to go. Um, I obviously we know what happened last year, but um,
Not
I
only
don't
that,
know. I don't know if we can Garoppolo continue this trend of not throwing touchdown passes and winning?
I think he can because their defense is really good and they got a lot of
Yeah.
depth. And they got players that I mean they don't like Garoppolo can throw it 5 yards and Debo can take it to the house. Um, George Kittle, he's more so of a blocker. His targets and receptions would be up this year, but it's not. But he doesn't seem to care about. He's not a diva, whatnot. He just wants to win or whatnot, so he don't mind blocking. They got Brendan Ayuk. They got a lot of yards out the catch, yards after the catch guys. So that Garoppolo don't have to do but so much. And then they, under Kyle Shanahan, they always gonna have a good running game, good offensive line. So I think they'll be fine. But when you get to playing some of these better teams, like I thought the Chargers were gonna win Sunday night. When you get to playing some of these teams that can score, like the Vikings, like Philly or whatnot, or whoever in the AFC, like they're gonna have to put up a little more point. They're gonna need more from Garoppolo. But I guess you'll take it right now. No turnovers really, but no touchdowns. But just don't lose it for us, Jimmy.
I will say the 49ers, their defense is up there. I know we're talking about that briefly, right? But just to kind of clarify, they're fourth overall in allowing points against. They're at 18 points, so that's what their defense only allows in. And then, of course, they're ranked fourth in the actual rushing. So they've allowed the least amount of rushing in the league. And then in passing also, they're tops right now.
I think, but given the Cowboys road, right? I'm not gonna say the Colts are an easy win because I think Jeff Saturday is gonna have them boys playing. Um, but in retrospect, the Cowboys should win against the Colts, against the Texans, against the Jags.
They should.
They should. But the Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Titans. It's gonna be some tests. We'll see. But man, I think everybody looking at everybody's schedule, everybody kind of has those tough games coming up. Because I know the Niners play the Dolphins, Tampa Bay, the Seahawks, and the Commanders. So I mean, I think everybody has that 3 or 4 week stretch where they're gonna play some tough teams, and we're gonna find out what we're made of come down here in the last couple of weeks.
Did we see the Eagles have a weakness last night? Oof.
Mm.
Man, honestly, they look strong, but they just making them young mistakes. I would say. I mean, because like those, I mean, those turnovers, man. They made they were big plays, but man, like especially that last one where that who was it? What
Chris Watkins on the
Watkins,
fumble on
yeah,
his
he
head.
caught it and they stripped it. I mean, damn, man, like you feel it for him, right? Because I mean, I know. Last night we went live and I said, hey, don't be upset if you're if you're a Cowboy fan and and you see the Eagles go 9-0. I think that's probably would be a good thing for the NFC East. But man, this Commanders team, I
Eagles
guess
just they
I'll
look
give
real
some more to
sloppy last
respect
night.
them now. What's that?
Yeah, Eagles looked real sloppy last night. They had the Chris Watkins fumble. I thought he was going to score on that when he got back up. Then the Dallas guard that should have been a face mask, and I think the league is thinking about reviewing that. He fumbled it. I think if they get one of those balls that bounce their way, Eagles win that game. They just Washington. Terry McLaurin was lighting up Darius Slay for the most part, and lighting up Chauncey Gardner, the safety and whatnot. He was locking them up. So that was, I mean, he was Darius Slay. They was getting ate up for the most part. Just to say, by Terry McLaurin and whatnot. The running back Brian Robinson, Alabama, he played very good. Hart's out too. We know his situation off the field and whatnot. But what I mean, nobody expected this game. Reminded me a couple weeks ago of when the Bears played my Patriots or whatnot, and how they just came. Nobody thought they'd win. They came in there and just punched him in the mouth and didn't look back. So, but you
They don't
yeah,
call holding on Dallas and they win the game. Shoot. But I mean, overall, I mean, damn. Who mentioned the Colts? Because I mean, do we really want to say, oh, Jeff Saturday left coach is gonna seal the deal and be the answer for the Colts the
hey,
remaining
new
of the
new
season?
coach, new coach, new energy. You never know.
He's not
It
even a
is true.
coach, man. I mean, he played football.
An intern coach.
Yep.
Damn. Now we have to say he's been a coach, right? But it is an interim. So I mean, I guess that's one way to make it into the league as an NFL coach, right? Is being somebody's drinking buddy, like we heard. But I mean, after that, I mean, overall, how do we feel right now about the Cowboys going into the Vikings? I mean, let's just get the elephant out of the room right now. I mean, that's the game that's coming this way Sunday, 325. Of course, we got the cap giveaway. So you guys gotta just make sure you subscribe and to the YouTube channel, and you're automatically entered into that giveaway. And then after that, we do have another giveaway coming up too. So gotta keep that under the wraps. We just want to tell you we appreciate you, we love you, and of course, what do we think? Vikings, Cowboys.
I think the biggest thing with the Vikings is, like I said before in the last show, I think that we need to look ourselves in the mirror as well, the team does, and realize all the things that they've done wrong, and they're not that good. I think that's what everybody feels like right now. Because if you look at the interviews, you look at Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore, they didn't look very happy. I wouldn't be happy, obviously, but you need to change something. Something needs to change. And for you, this is the sad part. For you to have this talented of a team and to go out and play like that against Green Bay, it's disgusting, man. I'm being honest, it's so disgusting. And it comes down to coaching. You can have it all on paper, but if the coaching can't do adjustments, then you're not going to win. So I think they have no choice but to go in this game and win. They have no choice. They got to put it all on the field, figure everything out, and win this game. And if they don't have Zeke, it's going to be even harder. So we'll see.
Kendall, have you been able to keep up with some of the interviews, post game interviews with Mike McCarthy or Jerry Jones?
I've caught up. I've been able to catch up to a few of them or whatnot. And Jerry Jones has been typical Jerry Jones. Coach McCarthy's been just being himself for the most part. But back to about this game here, a lot of people don't remember last year. Cooper Rush went into Minnesota that was hurt and beat the Vikings, and that
Oh,
was a weird game. That was prime time Kurt though. Then this game here is not prime time. It's in the middle of the day, but it's not your prime time game. Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night game. But we got to see what Kirk Cousins shows up. It's gonna be Captain Kurt or primetime Kurt. Who's gonna show up or whatnot? Me, I hope well because my Patriots played them in 4 days after the Cowboys beat them. So we play them on Thanksgiving. We got Minnesota, so that's definitely primetime Kurt. I'm hoping. But for this this Sunday night or whatnot, Sunday afternoon, I know the Cowboys coming in there angry on how they played against Green Bay, but Minnesota got a little chip on their shoulder too because y'all played them last year, whatnot, on Sunday night. And see that's the night CeeDee Lamb made the crazy catch. CeeDee Lamb made the circus catch, and I can't believe we didn't address this yet. Trayvon Diggs did a pretty good job on Justin Jefferson last year during that game. So it's gonna be a lot of bad blood in this game here, and I think that this Vikings team is better than the one that y'all played last year. I
oh,
think they're more deeper. They added T.J. Hawkinson. Defense is playing pretty good. Patrick Peterson, old guy getting it done back there, had 2 picks this past week against the Buffalo Bills. But I think that Vikings they come in, they'll be a little angry too. And we know that Minnesota team they can score. They can score quick. But the Cowboys they've been struggling against the run or whatnot, and you get to play Dalvin Cook, a top 5 back in the league. So I think the Cowboys they got the work cut out for them. I'm not gonna make a prediction right now. I'll be back on the pregame show Sunday to make that. But hey, it's gonna be good, man. I can't wait for this matchup.
hey Kendall, I kind of felt like a couple of shanks up there, man. Don't be so harsh on the Cowboys, man. We know what we
I'm
got.
just,
We know what
hey,
we
this what y'all
got.
got me. Y'all got me here to keep it
No,
real.
no,
Not to be.
no. We appreciate that though, man.
Yeah.
Ana Salazar in the NFC East, which team can run the ball and stop the run? Woo, man. I mean, let's look at them, right? Because right now, damn. Some of these teams are surprisingly their defenses are starting to really come up, right?
Washington, I think Washington is probably they run the ball pretty well last night, and they can stop the run.
That was gonna say Washington. How about shoot, the Bucks look like at one point they look like they were hitting it also on both cylinders.
Yeah.
Of course, the 49ers, they're doing really good against the pass and the rush. So damn, I'm gonna have to right now.
NFC East.
Oh, it's just the NFC East team.
Oh, that's
NFC East.
that's right. It
That's why.
was.
Yeah, that's why I said Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep it simple, right? Kiss, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Giants, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders. I'm not ready to count out my Cowboys, man. I think just to kind of like chime in and my thoughts on the Vikings, I think that the Cowboys I think that Mike McCarthy finally, put his straight face forward, and I'm pretty sure he's talking to Dan Quinn. I heard him when they asked him that's something that they're addressing is number one, the balance on offense, getting back to that balance, right? 30 passes, or 30, 35 passes, 30 rushing attempts, real rushing attempts, and of course, addressing about stopping the run. I think that Dan Quinn is going to have to really answer that question about him being a serious coach in the NFL, and I think that if anything, I think he's answered he's been able to answer that call early in the season, but right now is the test for him because we saw, like Harvey said, he blew a lead in the Super Bowl. You're talking about he could have been a Super Bowl winning coach. He probably wouldn't even be a coordinator if he won that Super Bowl, to be honest. So I think that if anything, Dan Quinn understands that he needs to take it serious, and Kellen Moore, he needs to take it serious too, because I think if anything, if the Cowboys I'm telling you right now, man, if we miss the playoffs, I don't know if Mike McCarthy will be back or Kellen Moore or Dan Quinn. Let's just keep it real. We're just keeping it real.
Might be clean the house.
I mean, you have a team, you have a young team, right? Because Will McClay has done a phenomenal job, man. He's put together a good nucleus of veteran and young players, man. So all those that hate the Cowboys and say, oh yeah, we hate it because every year is your year. Well, you know what, man? When you have somebody that's this smart and can put a team together like this, that looks like this, with young players and players that have been in the league for veteran players, I guess. Damn, man, the future is bright, man. And right now, we're talking about the Cowboys having at least a 3-year Super Bowl window right now. I think we're just maybe if we can if we cannot finish the deal, get into playoffs, make a deep push into the playoffs. I don't know, man. I don't know about Mike McCarthy and company.
I don't know. I think I have to go with the Cowboys as well. The only reason I say that is because I don't know. The Eagles got shredded by the Commanders last night. Man, I don't know. Is it because of Davis is not there? Davis is still out from the Eagles.
It's a good question.
You know, um, so I don't know. We'll see. But the Cowboys, if you look at on paper, you're talking about the starters, and we're talking about rotational players. Nobody's better in the NFC East, hands down. We have the best rotation. So if given that, we should be able to stop the run. Now, there's a difference between, being on paper and playing the game on Sunday. That's why they play the game. But I think the Cowboys, if Dan Quinn can get it together, it could be nasty if they stop the run. Because then that means, guess what they have to do? They're one dimensional and they got to pass, and it's not good. It's not good. So I'll go with the Cowboys.
And they also did say who can also run the ball. So I will say the Cowboys too, man.
Yep.
And I'll tell you this: there's some updates that were given today. One of them was Jason Peters is back healthy at tackle. So does that mean that we're going to start seeing maybe Tyler Smith kicked into left guard? I'm just saying. Why would they mention this?
That hasn't shown me nothing.
Alex Lopez, good to see you. Dak hasn't showed me enough to put them over the hump. Man, Alex, you kind of came in kind of hot there, man. I mean, why you do that to the
Why you gotta do that to us?
and to us, right? I mean, you're beating up our quarterback, man.
It's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback, man.
No, you know what, man? Though, I mean, it's one of those things. Since last year we played the Bucks, that first week, Dak just looked on fire, didn't he? He was throwing the ball everywhere against the Bucks. Even though we lost, man, you're like, this is gonna be a great season. And then he got hurt against New England when he threw that pass to CeeDee Lamb. I know you remember, Kendall. You remember that play. You know when we beat New England.
My boy CeeDee Lamb ate us up.
Yeah. But ever since he got hurt, for whatever reason, he got hurt with that leg injury. He hasn't been the same.
And then y'all rushed him back, and he played against the Broncos, I think, last year. Because I was in Charlotte when my Patriots
got killed.
Yeah.
Broncos, Chiefs, and Raiders. Oh man.
He's been inconsistent since then.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Ever since that, it's just kind of been like, you're right. And it's almost like he's kind of skittish when he starts, the pocket starts collapsing a little. He kind of gets skittish. So I don't know. We'll see.
Dak has 4 interceptions to 4 games. I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, let's talk about
good.
That. That's good to hear from somebody that's not a Cowboy fan, right? I mean, I'll tell you this: I will defend Dak because I feel that he has earned that trust in me. Because I mean, he's put in a lot of work, and that's kind of like what you would like to see. But I know that a lot of us are spoiled of what Tony Romo used to do, right? But I mean, Tony Romo would put us into some bad situations in the past. So I mean, Dak is a little bit more conservative. But I will say this: I mean, it's good that we have that ability that he can attempt 46 passes overall in a game, and try to put the game on his shoulders. But obviously, that's not going to work. And Harvey explained that yesterday very well with Dak. But I mean, what do you think overall, Harvey, about Dak?
I mean, I'm kind of, it's like a double-edged sword. So you talked about Michael Irvin talking about how CeeDee Lamb is running the wrong routes, and I agree with him. Sometimes as a quarterback, you expect that receiver to be at a certain point or whatever on his route, and when you throw it, it changes the projection of the ball where it's supposed to be at it. So I don't know. I think they're not in sync. because Dak's been out for how long? I think we forget he's been out for a while.
Good point.
So I just think they need to get back in sync. They should have got back in sync by the bye. I blame that on Mike McCarthy, but that's another story. Um, but I think they just need to get in sync, and I think once they get in sync, I think they're a different team on offense.
And me and Jerry talked earlier about the about the 4 interceptions he's thrown the past couple of weeks. Well, a few of those picks, they've been on the same route, the same play to CD Lamb, where the
Mhm.
Lamb is not running the route right, or he's running flat, or the quarterback wide receiver disconnect. It's like the connection just not there. Yes, CD Lamb had a big game against the Packers. Yeah, and a lot of that was yard after the catch and whatnot. Then he had the one big play with the against the Packers against Jared Alexander and whatnot. But I feel like, I mean, him and Dak, they still not on the same page. I
Yeah.
think Schultz too. I don't think Gallup is 100%. I know. Then I mean, y'all talking about bringing in OBJ, and I think he would be a help. But it's like that's another wide receiver coming in off of ACL injury whatnot, and his second one to the same knee at that. So I think if I'm the Cowboys, I know this OBJ is a whole different topic. But if I'm the Cowboys or whatnot, I'm focused on the guys that are in house right now and build up that connection with just that get that right first before we want to look outside at other people and whatnot. That's all I'm saying.
Kendo, why you want to make this longer, man? I mean, the OBJ thing, I will leave that for tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just I want everybody to have that hope and understanding that, like, I mean, look at what's in front of us, and I think we can all come to an agreement right now that the coaching staff for the Cowboys, they got to get their act together, man. The coordinators. Obviously, we saw what was successful for us last year and what was not successful. Overall, I think it's full steam, and I think we're gonna have a very responsible and a group of or a team that's going to be completely ready and disciplined. Romo was better overall quarterback than Dak. No comparison. Dak needs a great team around him. Oh man, do we want to open that kind of worms? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a Romo guy. That's my quarterback, man. I mean, oh man,
So check. So look, I'm gonna say it. This is the thing, right? Romo, and I'll talk about it. The time when Dak was a rookie and Romo was coming back, you put Romo in that playoff game against Green Bay, we're in the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion on it. Because this is the thing, right? I feel like Dak still doesn't know how to read the defenses, whether he wants to run the ball or pass the ball. It's kind of weird. Like if they're stacking, if they're stacking the line, pass the ball. But I think sometimes he kind of misjudges it, and he changes the plays to the wrong play. So I don't know. Do you feel confident in that? Because look, I'll tell you, the magician Romo was right. At times, when you look at his broadcast, he breaks a game down. He did that on the field.
true.
I don't feel that Dak can do that. I don't think he's that proficient in picking out who's coming, who's not coming. Is it a run? Is there a pass? What's going to work on this? What's the alignment? Where's this linebacker going? I don't think he sees it like that, like Romo used to. Now, I think, in my opinion, Dak has the more talent on this team than Romo ever did.
Hmm. All
And
all great debates.
he still can't, way better defense, hands down, way better defense. Romo maybe had 1 year that he had a good defense. So, I mean, I gotta do. This is the thing. This is the question you need to ask yourself as a Cowboy fan. If Dak came up with another contract, would we pay him the 45 to 50? Because by the time that comes, that's how much it's going to be.
Oof.
Would you pay that money? And if your gut tells you no, you know he's not the guy. And I'll leave it at that.
Oh man, good I mean, good. This is all really good stuff. I don't need. I'm kind of afraid to talk about this situation, but the only thing I will say is that, yeah, I can kind of see both ways, right? Being following the Cowboys for so long, but I will say this: I think that these last couple of games right now that we have up ahead, right? Vikings, Giants, Colts, Texans, Jags, Eagles, and then of course we said they were going to end it with the what was it?
Titans and Commanders.
The Titans and Commanders. So it's not gonna get any easier. But I will say this: I think you know, I would like to see Romo in this kind of situation with this kind of team. But I will say this: I think that the coaching staff and Dak. The one thing with Dak that I will say I can maybe perhaps elaborate or see about what or say something that where you can see me agreeing but not really totally is the only thing that I see with Dak is that I think that it looks kind of awkward when he tries to pass. So that's why it doesn't look as smooth as let's say a Romo or whatnot because I think he's just kind of overthinking it. It's the only thing I'm gonna say. I think I would trust Dak and I want to see Dak actually succeed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wanted Romo to succeed, but I mean, obviously we learned. I think right now it's just coming down to coaching, man. Because I tell you this, I have a feeling that if we were to see a different coaching staff here, they're not gonna let this talent waste like we saw with Romo in past. That's the only thing that I'll say, and
So,
I'll
so
leave it with that.
I'm gonna give Kindle something. Kindle, you have Kyle Shanahan as a coach as the Cowboys. Tell me this is a whole different team.
No doubt. It's
That's
not
what I'm
even
trying to
close.
say.
No doubt. It's not even close.
You just sold us out real quick like that, man.
No, I'm just saying that Mike McCarthy, they don't know how to stick to a game plan that's gonna win them games.
Ooh, man, we're really pushing the envelope. Kendo,
Or the
That's
next
what
or
I'm
the,
trying to say.
yeah. Well,
or the next
Ramiro asked, right, Kendo, I've asked this once. Are the next two games for Dallas a must win?
and that's against the Giants on Thanksgiving and Vikings on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's must win.
Oh,
It's a
damn.
must win. It's a must win. Like I said, this Vikings one on Sunday, take one at a time, day by day. But this Vikings one's gonna be tough. But I think Dallas they're gonna come in there. I mean, I don't want to pick the game too right now, but I think it's both of them are must wins.
Yeah.
Both of them, because you don't. I mean, let's just say you lose to Minnesota. Hypothetically, you lose to Minnesota, you get to what 6-4. Then you got a short week. Look, God forbid that nobody gets hurt in the game against Vikings. If they do, they're probably not gonna play Thursday. You got to go to. I mean, the Giants come to your house or whatnot on Thanksgiving, prime time. Everybody can be sitting down eating, watching that. Like you gonna want to win that one. I don't know who you got after the Giants. Who's you got the Texans. No, Colts, right?
Colts,
You got the
Texas,
Colts.
Jags, and then the Eagles, man.
These next two games,
Oh,
they're must win.
damn. Alex, what? If they drop the next three games, McCarthy get fired. Does McCarthy get fired? Oh, I thought you were making a statement, but you're asking, does McCarthy get fired? Man, I don't think so. I think they'll just let it.
No,
I think they'll let it ride to. Well, they should
Jerry,
though, right?
Jerry, play the clip. If he loses 3 games, what happens?
Well, I mean, he says he's out the door. Let me see if I can
No,
find.
who's Mike McCarthy?
Say that again.
Who's Mike McCarthy? I don't know who that guy is if he loses three
Oh,
games.
okay.
I don't know who that guy is.
Fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
You're saying that, man. You got me with the clip part right there. Mike,
Hey,
Mike McCarthy.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
I will tell you. You know what? I think that sums it up right there. Thank you, Ari, for
I got I
clarifying
got you.
and answering Alex's question. Right? If they do, do the fire him? I mean, shoot, they should because I mean that'll allow you to elevate either Kellen Moore, or Dan Quincy. How they can compete. I mean, look, if Jeff Saturday is having some kind of success, I mean, somebody else can have some kind of success with the Cowboys roster. I mean, Kendall, do we have one of the better balanced rosters in the NFL right now?
Yes, got the one the most talented, the most balanced. I do believe so.
Would you agree with me when I say that the window's open for us at least 3 seasons with this current team?
Yeah, because you got Trayvon Diggs contract coming up after probably after next year. Then
Next
you
year?
got CD Lamb. They going I mean, Michael still got a couple more years. So you
But
got a window right now that you need to be winning right now.
that's it. And with CD, we can fifth year option him too. So
Right.
that's and then like you said, Micah, we have him for one more season, and then the following year we could hit him with the fifth year option. So man, I'll tell you this, but this team looks kind of fun, man. But I will say this. right now that just because we're kind of rounding off the end of the show, so please get your last minute questions in. It's gonna be interesting, man, especially this last kind of I think that we might see a Tyron Smith be put back at left tackle than and actual experiments with Tyler Smith, because we saw Tyler Smith and he struggled, and he struggled at the very end of the Steelers game, man, at left tackle, which he had a relatively good season, but damn, I think why are they even talking about Jason Peters being starting? So I mean, it's only going to get interesting. These are great problems for any NFL team to have. I've already said it, and I'm sure anybody can agree with me. But I think that's it, man. What do you want? Anybody want to end it off with anything else?
Hey man, appreciate y'all for having me on tonight.
Yes, sir.
You guys are killing it. I guess we're killing it. I'm in it with y'all too. I'm loving it, and I'm looking forward to coming on in the next video. I'll definitely be on Sunday for the pregame. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, man.
I'm bringing the heat. I got something for that. I can't wait for that show. But yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man, and y'all keep up the great work.
Yeah, man. And like I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it with somebody. Let them know, hey, it doesn't hurt to hit the subscribe button. And that actually, we get notifications of who hit the subscribe button. Your name gets entered into the drawing, and we're going to go ahead and give away that New Era cowboy cap. It's I have the one in the bag. I'm sorry I don't have the other one, but again, subscribe. We'll repost it again on all our social medias. Hey, and check out our clips on TikTok if you like to be on TikTok and whatnot. Harvey, anything else?
Hey, it's a tough road ahead. I can't wait to play the Vikings. And I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's going to be watching this Cowboy Vikings game.
Dude,
everybody is. Everybody is.
I like what you said, man. 29 million people tuned in this last Sunday against the Packers, man.
Yep.
Just shows you America's team, baby.
But we'll see, Jerry. That's all I got, man. I'm excited to see the Sunday game. I'm ready for the kickoff show. I'm so excited for this giveaway. Like you said, man, subscribe, help us out. We're here for you. We're here for the people, for the fans, Cowboy Nation. That's all I got, Jerry.
Well, do we need to see if that is true?